What's up everyone? In this video, we're going to talk about something super important, which is product differentiation. We're going to go over what is product differentiation, the importance of your product offer, pitfalls to avoid, how to differentiate your product, and how to get market feedback. What is product differentiation? Product differentiation is a marketing strategy to set your products apart from your competitors and make them more attractive to your target market. Basically, you want to add more value to consumers with your product than what's already available out on the market right now. You want to figure out what it is that customers are looking for in an ideal product. There's a lot of different ways to differentiate your product. You can have a better quality product with more features, or by creating a custom brand. The end goal is not only to create a product that adds more value to the end consumer, but you also need to be able to show them that your product adds more value to them. Here's an example of what I mean. If you saw the sneaker, would you buy it? Does anything about it stand out to you? Probably not. I mean, I would probably choose a Nike sneaker, Adidas, or another brand over this sneaker. There's nothing special about the sneaker to me. Now, if I showed you the same shoe, half buried in water, with a sign that said waterproof, would this shoe add any value to your life? I live in Vancouver where it rains a lot. All my sneakers get wet. My Nikes, my Adidas shoes, they all get wet. So for me, this shoe adds a lot of value. And this shoe adds a lot of value to a lot of people because this brand, Vessi, does over $50 million a year in sales. A strong product offering is crucial for success. The wrong product offer can fail even in a non-competitive market, and the right product offer can succeed even in a competitive market. Think about it. Your product is going to be right there on the search results page next to all your competitors. So ask yourself, why would someone choose my product over the competition? Let me ask you a question. If you were to launch a yoga mat, which color would you launch? I'll give you 5 seconds to answer. Don't make the mistake of assuming what you like or want is what your customers will like or want. We always want to make decisions based on data. You might like the red yoga mat because it's your favorite color, but when we look at the data, most customers are shopping for teal or purple mats. You want to cater to as many people as possible, so always follow the data. Like I showed you in an earlier video, we can use the Helium 10 Chrome extension to see what color variation is selling best for our competitors. You don't want to be guessing. That's the beauty of the internet, access to so much data. Another thing you don't want to be doing is differentiating for the sake of differentiating. Let's use these clothing hangers as an example. If I was selling clothing hangers, what can I add to my product so it adds value to the end consumer? If I added the storage bags on the left to clothing hangers, ask yourself, would you choose my clothing hanger set with the storage bags over just a set of clothing hangers? Probably not. But if I added the space savers on the right to clothing hangers, would that increase the odds of you choosing my clothing hangers over another set of clothing hangers that didn't have the space savers? Probably. I mean, the product relates directly to clothing hangers and it adds value to the end consumer. You can hang more clothes in the same vertical space. So that's what I mean, guys. You need to add value to the end consumer. You can't differentiate just for the sake of differentiating. The next thing is lack of differentiation. If you're going to launch the same product as everyone else, why would someone choose your product over the competitors? Do you have more reviews? Do you have a lower price? You need to give consumers a reason to choose your product over the competitors. Let's say I was selling the box on the bottom and you came out with the box on top with a little logo in the middle. Would that be enough to entice customers to choose your product over mine, especially if I had more reviews? Probably not. Now let's use these boxes for another example. Let's say I'm selling the box on the bottom and my product has a faulty lock. So you go out and source a better product and start selling the box on the top. But my product has 1,000 reviews at 4.2 stars and your product is brand new with 0 reviews. How are customers going to know that your lock is better than mine? Over time, as you get more reviews, your rating might be better than mine and you'll end up with 4.6, 4.7 star. But initially, no one's going to know that your lock is better than mine. So you need to be able to show through pictures that your product adds more value to the consumer. Here's an example of proper differentiation. The brand on the left is selling apple cider vinegar. It has health benefits and a lot of people use it, but it tastes like crap. So the brand on the right came out with apple cider vinegar gummies. They solved the problem. A great tasting product and they can show it through images. Here's another example. The brand on the left is selling wool, eco-friendly, reusable dryer balls. So the brand on the right came out with these cute penguin wool dryer balls, put it in eco-friendly packaging, and made the branding better. Here's another good example. And the funny thing is they're the exact same product, but they're being marketed differently. The brand on the left is marketing their derma roller to women for their skin. And the brand on the right took that exact same derma roller, made it black, and started marketing it to both men and women. Not only for younger and healthier looking skin, but also for hair, to help you grow your beard and more hair on your head. And the brand on the left used to dominate sales for derma rollers. And now the brand on the right is the #1 seller of derma rollers. You can take a product and repurpose it for a different use, and if you market it properly, you can dominate. Here's another great example. The seller on the left is selling a yoga mat, and the seller on the right has bundled that product with other yoga products. So they have the yoga mat, the blocks, the strap, the towels. That adds value to the end customer. If someone's into yoga and they're more serious about it, chances are they're going to buy the whole set so they have everything they need. So how do you know how to differentiate your product? Product reviews are a great place to start. We're looking for problems with products that we can solve. We want to be looking for reoccurring themes and things that people are not happy about. We can use that information to differentiate our product or make it more appealing to our customers. Let's use that same storage box we looked at earlier as an example. I like to start off by reading 3-star reviews because they tell you what's good about a product and what's bad about a product. Obviously, you want to be reading as many reviews as possible, the 2 stars, the 1 stars, the 4 stars, and the 5 stars. So you get a really good idea of what's good about the product and what's bad, but 3 stars are a great place to start. Let's read 2 of the reviews for the storage box. It says, it's poorly made, but works for the price. Bought to store medicines, it works for the price, but is not strong so anyone could get into the box. The next review says the box is very flimsy and the lock is cheap. So based on these 2 reviews, we can see that the box is probably cheaply made, it's not strong, and the lock is poor. So if I could fix those issues with the box, and I could show that through pictures to customers, that's the direction you would go in for a product like this. Obviously, guys, this is just an example, but you get the idea. Another way to determine how you can differentiate your product is look at the frequently bought together section. Amazon has already done the research for you and is showing you what products are being bought together. If you're trying to bundle your main product with a second product to differentiate your product from competitors, you need to think, how much value am I adding to the end customer? Am I adding significant value where the customer would be willing to pay significantly more for my product? Or am I adding something cheap and small just to make it more enticing to a customer to choose my product over the competitors? Think about the yoga mat and the yoga bundle we looked at earlier. The yoga bundle had the yoga mat, the yoga blocks, towels, a yoga strap, and a bag. Someone who's really into yoga is going to buy the set over just a yoga mat because they're going to use every piece of equipment. So that product you can price significantly higher than just a yoga mat. Now let's say I want to sell clothing hangers and I want to keep my price close to my competitors. I don't want to put it too much higher or too much lower. What's something that can add value to the end consumer and entice them to choose my product over the competitors? When we're talking about clothing hangers, I can't think of a product that would add so much value to the end user that they would be willing to pay significantly more for my hangers over my competitors. So something cheap that I could add to them to make it more enticing for the customer to choose mine over my competitors could be those space savers we looked at earlier or these velvet hangers on the right. Here's another example. I want you to figure out a way to add value to these coasters. You can pause the video, you can search online, you can talk to people around you, but don't start the video again until you found a way to add value to these coasters. So here's a simple way they can add value to the end customer who's purchasing these coasters. Give them a coaster holder so their coasters are neat and tidy on the table. Another way to differentiate your product is through product design. A lot of products are design oriented, and if you come up with a more popular design, people could choose your product over the competitors. So what you can do is go on Etsy and try to find designs that are not on Amazon, and you can test those on PickFood to see if they do well against the top competitors on Amazon. You can do the exact same thing using Pinterest. Click the Explore or the Shop page and look at the products near the top of the page. They're at the top of the page for a reason. They're getting a lot of clicks. When I did coasters, the first thing that showed up was these coasters from Crate & Barrel. And obviously, it's a huge retailer. So I clicked the image, went on their website, and I saw that this product has a lot of reviews. So what I can do is test these products against the top competitors on Amazon, put it up on PickFood and Product Opinion and see how they do. And if they do well, it could be an opportunity to differentiate through design. Another way to differentiate your product is by talking to suppliers of the product on different trends that they're seeing. These guys are on the ground making these products, and they need to be up to date on the newest and coolest products. A lot of the time, these suppliers have their own R&D departments, and they're working on brand new products and innovating old ones to make them better products. They know what's selling and what isn't, so they can give you suggestions and ideas. These are some ways that you can differentiate your product. Now, I'm not going to go through each one of these. I give examples throughout this lesson, but you want to be thinking like the buyer. What can I give to the buyer that would add significant value so they choose my product over the competitor's product? Some questions you can ask yourself are, can you have a different design, like the coaster? Can you improve the quality in an obvious way, like the apple cider vinegar example? Can you do a better listing or branding? Maybe your competitors have a very bad listing, they have bad images. You can improve on the images, have better EBC, have a better video. Can you create a better brand or packaging? Maybe your competitors are selling a gift item and it comes in a poly bag as opposed to gift packaging. You can improve on the packaging, design it better, and show that in your image. Can you bundle it? Can you make it into a set of 2, 4, 6? Or can you make it into a set? Like the yoga example that we gave, the bundle with the yoga mat and the yoga blocks and all that. So these are all different ways that you can differentiate, but the most important thing is that you're adding value to the customer. Like I said earlier, one of the beauties of having access to the internet and living in this day and age is we get access to a lot of data. So we need to be making data-driven decisions. One of the most important things when you're creating your offer is understanding who your ideal customer is. We never want to assume our product offer or differentiation is good because we say it is. When you're coming up with your product offer or your new design, you want to always test it against your competitors on Pick or Product Opinion. Put your offer up against your top 2 competitors and see what people say. Do they like your product or do they like the competitor's product? What I like to do before I even start with my own product is take my top 3 competitors' product and put it up on Pick or Product Opinion and get feedback as to what people like about these products and what they don't like, so I know I have a good starting point. Another thing you want to do is talk to potential customers. If you're planning on selling a dog leash, you're not going to go to a college campus and start talking to a bunch of students. You would go to a dog park and get dog owners' opinions because they're the ones buying the product. You want to ask them what questions or objections do they have before purchasing a product, and you can't be shy. You want to get user feedback. This stuff's going to help you with your product. You can also go on Facebook groups where your customers are hanging out and create a poll or ask them what they would like more, what they prefer. Talk to them. You can get real user feedback. If I'm going to sell coasters, I'll probably go into a home decor group and talk to people. If there's a group specific to coasters, that's even better. You can also go on Reddit. There's tons of subreddits about different things, and you might be able to find something related to your product and start talking to those people. The end goal is to talk to people who would buy your product and understand what their pain points are. And if you can start a community with these people, your own community, like a Facebook group or email list, then you can keep in touch with these people and get their feedback throughout the process. Customers love being involved, and it makes them feel like they're part of the brand. And who knows, one day they could turn into potential paying customers. But in the long run, this would be a huge asset for your company. The key questions you want to be asking yourself are, how can you differentiate or create a better product offer? Can images clearly convey the unique features or benefits of your product to customers? Are you basing your differentiation strategy on data or just assumptions? Does your product offer any added value or benefits for the customer? And what would make someone choose your product over the competition?